So how to create an integer. First, you're going to select your avatar. Under here, under Inspector, we're going to scroll down until we get to Playable Layers, and then FX. I'm going to double click on FX, which will bring us over here to the Animator tab, which if you don't have, you can select Window, and then under here in Windows, we will select Animator. First thing you're going to want to do is under Parameters, we're going to click the little plus button and select Integer. You can name this whatever you'd like. Again, I can't see it because it's so far down, but as you can see, we've created a integer parameter. Then we're going to go over here to Layers. Again, click the little plus button and name it what you would like. I can't see it because it's down here. And then you're going to select this little gear icon and select weights to 1, either dragging it or typing in 1 itself. Then still making sure you have that layer selected, we are going to right-click, create state empty. And this will be our default state, meaning this from the entry, this will be the first animation to play, which we want to be our idle. So we can name this idle. Next thing you're going to do is right click again, create state empty, and name this whatever you'd like. Then under motion, we're going to select an animation we want to play. Once we have that done, we are going to right click on our first default state, make transition, and make a transition over to our second state. Then clicking the transition, we're going to click the little plus button and scroll down till we get to our integer we created. Now we have a choice between greater, less than, equals to, or not equals. I'm going to have it so it equals. So once our integer here equals 1, it will transition over to our second state. Now we're going to have it so it transitions back to our idle state by right-clicking our second state, selecting Make Transition, and going back to our first state. Then selecting that transition we made back to our first state, we're going to click the little plus button again, go down to our integer we made, equals 0. So once our integer equals 1, it'll transition over to our second state. And once our second state is no longer equals 1, it'll go back to our first state. Next thing we're going to do is click our avatar again, scroll down until we get to our parameters. We're going to go up here, select add, making sure this is an integer, and we're going to rename this, making sure the spelling is exactly correct to the same parameter we created in the fx. If it's not correctly spelled, it will not work. Then selecting our avatar, we're going to scroll down until we get to our menu, double click, add control, name this whatever. I'm going to make this a toggle, or you can have it as a button, and then selecting our integer we made, you can have it so it changes the value between 1 and whatever. But we're going to have it so it changes it to 1, so it sets that integer true, so it will transition to our second state. And then once we select it again, it will change it back, that value down 1, making it 0. And that is how you create an integer.